General Vexthar of the Galactic War Council had always considered humans to be the most puzzling species in the known galaxy. While other civilizations proudly displayed their military might and eagerly sought territorial expansion, humanity seemed content to engage in endless diplomacy, trade negotiations, and what they called peaceful resolutions. It was infuriating. "They're cowards," growled Commander Zraktios, his reptilian features twisted in disgust. 300 years of galactic citizenship, and they've never initiated a single military campaign. Every other species has proven their worth through conquest. The War Council chamber buzzed with agreement from representatives of 17 warrior species. The Krillian horde had conquered 40 systems in the past decade alone. The Vortax supremacy had enslaved entire star clusters. Even the peaceful-seeming ethereal collective had demonstrated their power by dissolving 3 rebellious colonies at the molecular level. But the humans? They said diplomats. Perhaps, suggested Ambassador HFY of the crystalline hegemony. We should test their resolve. A minor border dispute, nothing serious. Just enough to force them to show their military capabilities. General Vexthar's 4 eyes glowed with anticipation. Excellent. We'll stage a mining conflict in the Kepler sector. When they inevitably back down, we'll finally have proof of their weakness. What the War Council didn't know was that their entire conversation was being monitored by Admiral Sarah Chin from her position aboard the Earth defense platform hidden in the asteroid belt. The primitive humans had been listening to every galactic communication for the past 2 centuries. They're planning another test, Admiral Chin reported to the Terran High Command. Same pattern as always. Create a conflict, wait for us to respond militarily, then judge our capabilities. Fleet Admiral Morrison, a weathered veteran whose family had served in the hidden fleets for 5 generations, shook his head wearily. How many times does this make it now? 47 separate attempts to provoke us into warfare, Chin replied. They simply cannot understand why we avoid military engagement. Should we finally show them? Asked General Rodriguez, commander of the Terra Defense Marine Corps. End this charade once and for all? Admiral Morrison considered this carefully. The truth was, humanity had learned long ago that they were exceptionally good at warfare. Too good. Terrifyingly good. Their ancestors had turned their own homeworld into a charnel house multiple times throughout history, each conflict more devastating than the last. When humanity finally reached the stars, they made a collective decision. Never again would they unleash their full potential for destruction. They had seen what they were capable of when they fought seriously, and it had horrified them. Not yet, Morrison decided. Continue the monitoring protocols. If they actually attack our civilians, then we respond. Until then, we maintain the facade. The facade, as he called it, was humanity's greatest deception. While other species saw their diplomatic approach as weakness, it was actually the strongest restraint ever devised by a sentient species. Every human soldier, from the lowest recruit to the highest admiral, carried the weight of their species' history, the knowledge of what they could do if they chose to abandon their self-imposed limitations. Back in the War Council chamber, General Vexthar was finalizing the provocation plans when his communications officer approached nervously. Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the human diplomatic vessel. Already? We haven't even begun the operation. The main screen activated, revealing a middle-aged human woman in simple civilian clothes. Greetings, General Vexthar. I'm Ambassador Patricia Wong, representing the Terran Federation. Vexthar's mandibles clicked with irritation. We are not in formal session, human. This channel is restricted to military communications. Ambassador Wong smiled pleasantly. I understand you're planning a mining dispute in the Kepler sector to test our military response. We'd prefer to resolve this through negotiation instead. The chamber fell silent. How could they possibly know about classified military planning? That's impossible, Vexthar stammered. Our communications are quantum encrypted. Are they? Wong's smile never wavered. General, we've been listening to every word spoken in this chamber for the past 2 centuries. We know about all 47 previous testing scenarios. We know about your weapons development programs, your expansion plans, and your rather unflattering assessments of human military capabilities. Commander Zraktios leaned forward aggressively. If you've been spying on us, that's an act of war. No, Wong replied gently. That's reconnaissance. There's a difference. We'd be happy to explain it to you sometime. General Vexthar felt a chill run through his exoskeleton. What do you want? The same thing we've always wanted, Ambassador Wong said. Peace. Trade. Cooperation. We're not interested in proving our military strength because we already know what we're capable of. And what exactly are you capable of? Vexthar challenged. For just a moment, Ambassador Wong's pleasant expression flickered, and something ancient and terrible looked out through her eyes. General, you really don't want to find out. The transmission ended, leaving the War Council in stunned silence. For the first time in 3 centuries, they began to wonder if humanity's avoidance of warfare wasn't weakness at all. Perhaps it was mercy.